From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Friday morning. Yesterday was a gorgeous day, and it's going to be the same for today. But unfortunately, our forecast is going to stay dry. We're going to heat things up, and the winds are going to be a big factor in the next week. Alert days possible, as we'll easily have the most dangerous fire weather setup we've had thus far this fire season. Okay, wind gusts this morning. It is a little bit breezy in the Kittitas and the Yakima valleys, but elsewhere winds are not a factor. It is mild out there with 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 54 for the Tri-Cities, 62 in Yakima, 56 for Ellensburg. Okay, here is your CodeCast for this Friday for the Tri-Cities. Light jacket weather up through 9 a.m., 10 a.m. After that, it's easily going to be t-shirt weather, as highs today for lower elevations going to be in the 70s and 80s. Lots of sunshine, a gorgeous day, but the heat trending up. We'll talk about just how hot we're planning to get coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
And right now, cameras are rolling again in College Place. The updated regulations impacting how license plate readers are used.
And families get answers about how their loved ones died at a Longview paper mill. The official findings from the coroner.
Also ahead, tragedy strikes a Richland neighborhood. The death of a baby prompting a police investigation.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good Friday morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Wendy Redmond.
And I'm Zoe Salas.
We begin this morning with our top story. The Richland Police Department is investigating after a baby was found dead.
Officers were called to a home on the 2300 block of Camden Street after it was reported the child was not breathing. Despite officers and first responders trying to revive the 18-month-old, it was pronounced dead.
The cause has not yet been determined. A 31-year-old man was arrested the next day at that home, but those charges were not related to the death of the child, according to Richland Police. The Pasco School District just notified parents a paraeducator is now fired after reports of inappropriate contact between the para and a student. According to the district, administrators at Ray Reynolds Middle School received reports about the contact and called the Pasco Police Department. The school district said the paraeducator, who is called a substitute, is no longer an employee. The school district said it is committed to keeping students safe and cooperating with the criminal investigation.
And Yakima police are on the hunt for a speed racer. Around 1:30 on Thursday afternoon, an officer tried to stop a reckless motorcyclist riding on a wheelie on North First Street. A passenger was on the back of the bike. YPD says the motorcyclist enticed officers to pursue him throughout the city, Union Gap, and eventually on the interstate westbound toward Ellensburg. They say he rode on sidewalks and in oncoming lanes of travel against traffic and rode at speeds in excess of up to 100 miles per hour. Due to the extreme danger to the public, a pursuit was called off. If you know any information on the two subjects, call YPD.
A Washington school superintendent pleaded not guilty to several charges in connection with sexual misconduct allegations involving students. Karen Cloninger appeared in court Wednesday, 2 days after she was placed on unpaid administrative leave by the Longview School Board. She is accused of witness tampering and failing to report abuse or neglect in a case involving students at Mark Morris High School. Investigators say district leaders knew of the allegations as early as January, but didn't report them. 4 other district staffers have also been placed on leave. Cloninger's trial is set for October.
The Cowlitz County Coroner's Office released the cause and manner of death for 10 people killed in the tank implosion at the Nippon Dynawave paper mill in Longview. Officials say 8 victims died from alkaline chemical burns. 1 victim from Oregon died from chemical burns and blunt force injuries. Another victim from Calumet died from alkaline chemical burns and asphyxia due to aspiration of a foreign object. The first confirmed death was 52-year-old Gilbert Bernal from the Yakima area. His brother recently spoke about the loss.
The most unselfish person I've ever met. Thought of everyone else before him. His brothers, his wife, his son, his daughter, his grandson. Everything was for them. He was a Christian man, went to church every Saturday.
Bernal's funeral service was held on June 6th in Toppenish, and a GoFundMe has raised almost $32,000 for the family. 11 people in all were killed on May 26th after a massive tank containing white liquor imploded. State and federal agencies continue to investigate the incident.
Walla Walla County Fire District 5 says around 8 o'clock Wednesday night, they got a call that a man was climbing at Twin Sister and got hit by a rock. A Life Flight helicopter was called and set to land at Wallula Junction, but officials tell us they were able to walk to him and transport him to Cadillac. Officials say the hiker was alert when taken to the hospital.
And we are learning more about the College Place Police Department's decision to reactivate its license plate reader cameras after months of being turned off. The department temporarily shut down its 8 cameras last November. While lawmakers considered law changes, the new legislation took effect in March. The cameras are positioned at entry points into College Place and were funded through a grant before being deactivated. The cameras did help achieve a 72% reduction in auto thefts. CPPD's chief says the new law limits how they use the technology and address privacy concerns.
It does put in protections that we can only use them for investigative purposes for felonies, gross misdemeanors, missing persons, or parking enforcement.
The cameras are scheduled to be reactivated on or around June 15th. The grant funding the program expires this November, and no decision has been made about continuing the program.
Dogs at the Benton County Canine Shelter could soon have more room to run and play. Shelter volunteers are raising money to build a fenced play yard where dogs can safely exercise off-leash, socialize, and spend time outside their kennels. Shelter staff say the space would not only improve the dog's well-being, but also help potential adopters better see their personalities before bringing them home. The volunteer-led fundraiser is already more than 80% of the way toward its $9,000 goal.
It really gives the dogs a safe place to run and play and just be dogs. Without it, they spend more time in their kennels, they get stressed, they get bored. It just leads to built-up energies.
Ogden says this effort is 100% volunteer-based. Tonight, the West Richland Police Department, along with the Chamber of Commerce, is inviting you out to a night out. The event takes place at the Bombing Range Sports Complex starting at 5 o'clock and it runs through 9. There's no fee to attend, and this is a family-friendly event. Food vendors, live music, games, and demonstrations will all be there. Organizers say it's about building relationships and creating a stronger, safer community together.
Tri-City Raceway in West Richland says the biggest race of the summer is coming for the 4th of July to honor the nation's birthday.
As America celebrates 250 years of freedom, Keelan and I will be taking on some of the best super late model drivers on the West Coast.
Guest drivers Kevin Harvick and Keelan Harvick, who are some of the biggest names in short track racing, will hit the tracks. Organizers say the first ever Cars Tour West Super Late Model race will also happen. The event is being called the Best of the West Freedom 250. It's presented by the Washington Army National Guard, and gates will open at 3 p.m. and tickets go on sale Friday.
It is 6:08 here on your Friday. Still to come, take a look at this incredible video. Power outages, flooding, and tornadoes strike across the country. The severe weather grounding flights and leaving widespread destruction. And what can you expect in our local weather back here at home? Well, Josh is coming back to talk about just how hot we're getting today and how much hotter we'll be getting in the days to come. Keep it locked right here.
The perfect song for Carl's Jr. Sourdough Star. Get it for just $5.99. So repeat after us. The real Sourdough Star. Just $5.99 only at Carl's Jr.
Hot Tubs. Hot Tub. Hot Tubs. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2026 inventory. Today through Sunday. Hapo Center Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2026 inventory. Deep discounts. All inventory 40 to 80% off. Come see the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Hapo Center Pasco. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
What have we got?
The Andersons. All night tossing and turning, bad backs, sleep score at an all-time low.
Round up the team.
At Denver Mattress, going undercover is literally how we solve problems.
And when we find sleepers waking up with aches and pains, we turn to the Tempur-Pedic Adapt, designed for ultimate pressure relief that uniquely adapts to your body's pressure points.
And right now, get a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic, or check out the Consumer Reports recommended Doctor's Choice Plush. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
At the Pacific Campus, our medical care for seniors is built with intention. We take time, we listen, we create personalized plans designed for strength, clarity, and longevity. And because your care is inside the PC, wellness isn't separate from your healthcare. It's part of it. Membership isn't required, but many choose it to stay active and connected. Call, text, or stop by. We're always here for you. Your fourth quarter matters. Let's play it strong.
If you know this feeling, you should know the facts. The eczema medication you're taking may not be right for you. Visit myrawtruth.com and talk to your dermatologist about your symptoms and treatment options.
Apple Valley News Now's Young Hearts thanks Shelby's Floral and Hapo Community Credit Union for supporting Bikes for Tykes. If you know a child who needs a bike but can't afford one, click Bikes for Tykes on our website. From Shelby's Floral, Hapo Community Credit Union, and Apple Valley News Now.
Yeah! Hit the road, Jack. The perfect song for Carl's Jr. Sourdough Star. Get it for just $5.99. So repeat after us.
Hit the road, Jack.
The real Sourdough Star. Just $5.99 only at Carl's Jr.
This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is going to be toasty for the beginning of next week, but it looks like it's not going to be as hot as what model consensus was just saying 24 hours back. Okay, for this Friday in the Yakima Valley, going to be in the mid-70s by lunchtime and then in the mid-80s for the warmest part of the day. So lower elevations today, mostly going to be in the 80s. We'll be stuck in the mid-70s in the Kittitas Valley, but 84 for the Tri-Cities, 80 for Walla Walla, 85 for Sunnyside. It looks as if the peak of the heat wave is now going to be on Monday. Yesterday, models were suggesting that Tuesday was going to be the peak, so they've moved that up by 24 hours. But 96 in Yakima on Monday, that's 17 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Deeper dive into Monday, 96 for the Tri-Cities, 96 for Yakima, 93 for Ellensburg. So still objectively very warm. I would say this is hot. Yeah, of course, 96 degrees is hot. Okay, we'll take it back to today. The UV index on a scale from 1 to 11. It's going to be an 8. That means that the UV index will be very high. So your skin could burn within 15 minutes if it's exposed. Be sure that it's not exposed by putting on SPF 30, reapplying at least every 2 hours. The final point I want to make, pollen counts still in the medium-high category over the next couple days, dropping back down a little bit after that. The top allergens were grasses and locusts. Now it's grasses and nettle. If that applies to you, have the allergy meds on standby. Okay, we got a big-time round of winds that's going to impact us into next week. That's going to bring fire concerns way up there, which we'll talk about coming up in a few minutes.
Now to the severe spring storms across the nation, leaving behind widespread damage. And the threat is not over. Summer-like heat is fueling the system as it moves east. Behind it, many left without power and some without a home. ABC's Sophie Flay has the very latest this morning.
Overnight from the Midwest to the Northeast. Powerful storms impacting more than 90 million Americans as a multi-day severe weather outbreak sweeps across the country. Over 250,000 customers without power in Illinois after multiple tornadoes touched down across the state. This twister carving a path of destruction through the city of Streator.
There goes that house.
Powerful winds tearing apart these homes, sending debris flying. One man getting trapped under the wreckage. A photographer jumped in to help before he was lifted out by first responders. At Chicago's O'Hare Airport, flights brought to a standstill after a ground stop was issued. While at Midway, air traffic controllers forced to evacuate.
There's a tornado warning for the airport. It's supposed to be here in 10 minutes or so. We're evacuating the tower.
Nationwide, more than 1,500 flights canceled and thousands more delayed. In Wisconsin, fallen trees and utility poles littering the roads. And in Iowa, torrential rain swamping communities, with some areas seeing more than 3 inches in a single day. Forecasters say the combination of high heat and humidity is helping fuel these storms. Feels like temperatures could top 100 degrees today along parts of the East Coast.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
In Iowa, police say a 54-year-old man in Des Moines was killed after being struck by a tree that broke apart and fell in a homeless encampment. Your time is 6:15 here on your Friday. Still to come, Josh is talking about what you can expect in your weather forecast. The winds will be whipping up very soon, setting the stage for some alert days possible. When we could see those next.
The 46th anniversary sale is on now at all Walker's Furniture locations.
And during our big sale this week, I brought in a little extra help.
A little extra help is here, and I'm marking everything down.
With friends and family discounts up to 40% off, or 5 years no interest financing with no money down. Celebrate 46 years with savings and get that new furniture or mattress you've been wanting and pay over time.
This is one sale you can't afford to miss.
This week at Walker's.
He was considered the spiciest player in the game, but the world couldn't handle it.
So I took all that spice and made the Hot Ones Munchie Meal with a sriracha curly fry burger or buffalo chicken tater melt. It's like a good kick in the mouth. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now honor local volunteers by sharing their stories and donating $1,000 to their favorite charities. Click on contests at applevalleynewsnow.com to nominate someone who's making a difference in Benton and Franklin counties.
This is real life. This is also real life for those who shopped at Fred's Appliance. At Fred's Appliance, we don't do gimmicks, just clean laundry and everyday low prices. Right now, all laundry is on sale from GE, LG, Maytag, and more. Save big on top load and front load washers and dryers. We're here whenever you need us. Shop the largest supply of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in the region, only at your local Fred's Appliance.
Advanced robotic surgery isn't something you travel for. It's right here at home. Good Shepherd proudly leads the way as the first healthcare system in Oregon to offer 6 cutting-edge robotic systems. Robotic surgery offers precise incisions and a quicker return to what matters most. We're bringing top technology to you, delivering exceptional care close to home. Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
They're not fancy. No leather seats, no powerful sound systems, but they have wheels, seatbelts, and AC. These are Apple Valley News Now cruisers, and they go where news happens. Because Apple Valley News Now is everywhere you need us to be.
Reporting from Ellensburg, Grandview, Tri-Cities, and Richland.
From the Blues to the Cascades, one television station leads the way with local news you trust. Oh, and when you see one of our cruisers, please go ahead and wave. We're Apple Valley News Now.
And we're always on your side.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have alert days possible into next week as this will be the most dangerous fire weather setup we've seen thus far in this early fire season with specific emphasis on Tuesday and Wednesday. But all throughout the week, we will be concerned about fires as we're not going to be safe on any particular day. So we'll just take you day by day, okay? For Monday, gusts are going to be below 15 miles per hour for the Yakima Valley, for the Lower Columbia Basin, and for the Blue Foothills. But it looks like it will be windy in the Kittitas Valley, and our vegetation dryness is going to be at that level 5 out of 5 on our scale. It will be extremely dry out there. These are the kind of values that are typically reserved for July, August, peak of fire season. Well, we're going to see that right now, or for the days that I'm talking about. Okay, Tuesday is easily going to be the most dangerous day next week. Gusts between 35 to 60 miles per hour. These could be potentially damaging wind gusts in the Kittitas Valley, and it will also be extremely dry for Tuesday. So Tuesday, definitely the most concerning day. Wednesday going to be the second most concerning day, with gusts for lower elevations between 20 to 45 miles per hour. So high winds once again for the Kittitas Valley. Once again, that awful magenta color on the screen, which means that it will be extremely dry. Finally, for Thursday, looks as if the danger will drop off a little bit for the Yakima Valley and the lower Columbia Basin, but still breezy for the Blue Foothills and windy for the Kittitas Valley. And again, it's going to be extremely dry. So for any one of these days, especially for Tuesday and Wednesday, fires could start or spread quickly. You have to be on your P's and Q's when it comes to fire safety. And the reason why everything's getting so dry and crispy out there is because we have this area of high pressure that's going to continue to keep us dry. Those storm systems off in the Pacific will bring us winds. They're not going to bring us any precip chances, though. So we'll see what ends up going down next week, but the ingredients are there for several fires to break out. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. 80s through Saturday. They're making a run for 95 degrees by Monday and Tuesday. In Yakima, highs close to 95 degrees to start next week. Then a concerning round of winds for Tuesday and Wednesday. For Ellensburg, windy weather will heighten fire concerns all throughout next week, but with specific emphasis on Tuesday and Wednesday. For Hermiston, turning into a hot and dry forecast with fire danger rising next week. Finally, for Walla Walla, a very summer-like pattern over the next 7 days, fire weather being the chief concern by the middle of next week.
All right. Well, I do have to say thank you for Friday and 80s.
Yeah, for real.
There's that.
Just the way I drew it up.
Thank you for that. I'm ready for that hot heat.
Yeah.
Get in the pool. All right, well, still ahead, we're talking movies and music. Brad Pitt and his combat dog face the ultimate survival test. Plus, a disco classic gets the vinyl treatment. Coming up after the break.
Chevy Silverado drivers will do a lot in the next 5 years. For their families, for their communities. But here's one thing they won't do: pay interest on their new truck. Just announced, for a limited time, get 0% financing for 5 years on all 2026 Silverado 1500 models. Take on new adventures, make new memories, and leave the interest behind.
See your community Chevy dealers.
Even if you have moderate to severe eczema, you can feel the rhythm, feel the flow. And Dupixent helps you feel the heal. It helps calm the key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Some adults saw fast itch relief after the first dose and long-lasting clear skin at 1 year. Many even saw 90% clear skin. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Stay ahead of eczema and help heal your skin from within. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent today.
This is my grandson Brooks, and this week we're talking about our customer appreciation sale.
This is where you get big savings.
Or get 5-year no-interest financing with no money down on furniture for every room in your home. This week at Walker's.
All right, so guys, just smile and say, switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes and get an iPhone 17 on them.
Switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
What they're trying to say is you can switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. No trade-in needed.
Why can't we just say cheese?
Okay, cheese.
Plus, T-Mobile customers had the lowest wireless bills versus the other big guys over the past 5 years.
I'm switching. And saving. I'm switching. And saving.
Get ready to feast at Legends Casino Hotel's ultimate all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. Dive into fresh Dungeness crab, wild Columbia River salmon, juicy prime rib, and much more. Taste it all every Thursday starting at 4 p.m.
Welcome back, everybody. Time now for your movie and music news.
Yeah, Brad Pitt teams up with a four-legged co-star in his newest film, and a magical goldfish swims back into theaters.
And here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
We still do this. We've been through worse.
Brad Pitt plays a retired Special Forces officer who's stranded with his combat dog in the Alaskan wilderness in Heart of the Beast. The first trailer for the survival drama just dropped. Heart of the Beast lands in theaters September 25th. It's the 50th anniversary of ABBA's Dancing Queen. To mark the occasion, the group is re-releasing its biggest hit on both sparkly and classic black vinyl and remastered at Abbey Road Studios on August 14th.
To become human, you must choose to abandon magic.
Hanyo returns to theaters. The family favorite from Oscar winner Hayao Miyazaki about a magical goldfish who yearns to be human kicks off this year's Studio Ghibli Fest with screenings June 13th through the 17th. Locations and showtimes at fathomentertainment.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, we got Brad Pitt, ABBA, and Studio Ghibli Ponyo. What out of those, what are you guys most excited for out of that lineup?
I mean, I like the Dancing Queen. It's Friday.
Yeah.
It's getting me in the right vibes. But yeah, Brad Pitt movies are always pretty solid.
No, you're right. I feel like Dancing Queen is totally the vibe for going into the weekend.
Yeah. I think I'm excited for I would be most inclined to see the Brad Pitt thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Totally valid. I think for me, I'm with ABBA too. I'm with the movie on this one.
Yeah, blast that today. It's great. It's Friday. It's going to be around 80 degrees for most folks. So
yeah, have that on all weekend.
Everyone can be a dancing queen today.
Yes. There you go. All right. Well, your time is 6:26. Still ahead, Benton County steps up mosquito surveillance after the West Nile virus hits Prosser. The early warning from health officials.
Plus, the Washington Supreme Court hears oral arguments about the Horse Heaven Wind Farm project. The appeal brought by the Yakima Nation and Tri-Cities Cares.
Affordable? Yeah, we got that. Stylish? Got that covered too. Quality? You can bet on it. At Furniture Row, we stock furniture that's value priced, built to last, and looks fabulous. And during summer savings, every sofa and sectional, dining group, and bed is on sale. Check out the Summit Queen for only $9 a month. And just in time for Father's Day, buy one recliner at full price, get the second one half off. Plus, score 36 months no interest. Summer savings on now at Furniture Row.
If you know this feeling, you should know the facts. The eczema medication you're taking may not be right for you. Visit myrawtruth.com and talk to your dermatologist about your symptoms and treatment options.
I'm Dr. Kevin Burns. I'm an interventional radiologist at Good Shepherd Healthcare System, and this is the first hospital in the state of Oregon to have the Histosonics machine to non-invasively destroy liver tumors using ultrasound waves, and we've already successfully treated many patients here. We can treat one tumor or multiple tumors in the same setting, and so this is a very powerful therapy. And as we go on through the years, we're going to expand this to other organs so that we can provide excellent care for the patients of this community.
Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
Dear First Place, experts agree Toyota value can't be beat. Drivers agree Toyota quality rides long and strong. Add hybrid choices like no other, and you'll win the long game by a country mile. Toyota. Toyota has more Best Buy awards than any other brand. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Ellensburg is a great place to visit all year long, with awesome scenery, amazing restaurants, and unique places to shop. Let's talk with some local businesses. This is Ellensburg.
Hi, I'm Megan West, owner of Claim Clothing in downtown Ellensburg. Claim Clothing is a store located in our downtown core of Ellensburg, Washington. There is something happening all year long in Ellensburg.
Ellensburg is awesome. We have a great community. We've got a school, a university, and you've got a huge community of locals and outdoor enthusiasts that all, mingle together, so we get to serve all of them. Even if you're not looking for something, people will come in here, and sometimes they'll leave with something you didn't think you needed.
So yeah, you can just come in and grab something small, or you can come in and get that really beautiful statement piece for yourself or someone who's important to you.
So if you're a cool person looking to do some cool things, check out Mountain High Sports and start planning your trip now at myellensburg.com.
Apple Valley News Now's Young Hearts thanks Shelby's Floral and Hapo Community Credit Union for supporting Bikes for Tykes. If you know a child who needs a bike but can't afford one, click Bikes for Tykes on our website. From Shelby's Floral, Hapo Community Credit Union, and Apple Valley News Now.
This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning. Great to have you with us here on your Friday for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Wendy Redman.
And I'm Zoe Solis. And to get your morning started off right, you need to know the weather forecast. Josh, what are our big weather stories we got going on today?
Well, it's going to be a beautiful day for today, but the forecast is going to stay dry. It's going to heat up mid-90s at the beginning of next week, and then the wind's going to be a big time factor, especially for next Tuesday and Wednesday, the most dangerous fire weather setup we've had thus far in this early fire season. Okay. The winds are, well, it's a little bit breezy this morning in the Kittitas and the Yakima valleys. Elsewhere, the wind's not a factor. Temperatures are mild. We're seeing 50s and even some 60s for lower elevations, already up to 62 for Yakima, 56 in Ellensburg, 54 for the Tri-Cities. Okay, here's your CodeCast for this Friday for the Tri-Cities. Light jacket weather up through 9 a.m., 10 a.m. After that, it's definitely going to be all t-shirt weather. So for this Friday, a beautiful day. Highs getting up into the 70s and 80s. Lots of sunshine, some breezes out there. We'll talk about the heat that's looming into next week and also an update on those climate numbers. All that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Benton County Mosquito Control is stepping up their efforts this morning after West Nile virus cases arrived in our region. 4 crows just found dead in Prosser tested positive for the virus. Benton County Mosquito Control is increasing surveillance, trapping, and testing mosquitoes for signs of the virus. Health officials say the discovery serves as an early warning that infected mosquitoes are circulating in the area.
West Nile virus season is among us, and that we have hit that part of the season. And so we will continue to check and treat standing water. We will continue to trap for those adult mosquitoes and test them.
Health officials recommend using insect repellent, wearing long sleeves during peak mosquito hours, and eliminating standing water where mosquitoes breed. Officials say residents should stay vigilant through September when transmission risk is highest.
And the Yakima Nation says that the state of Washington did not follow proper procedures while planning the Horse Heaven Wind Farm project. The Washington Supreme Court listened to oral arguments Thursday morning and an appeal brought forward by the Yakima Nation and Tri-Cities Cares. They say that approving the project as it stands would cause significant harm to the Yakima Nation, and they say it's going overlooked.
The Washington legislature required FSEC to balance the state's energy needs against the environmental harms of the largest wind, solar, and battery storage project ever proposed in the state. That did not happen here.
Officials from the Energy Facility Evaluation Council argue that they did properly study all potential harms. The case has now been submitted following Thursday morning's oral arguments.
Sunnyside Mayor Vicky Frosto is speaking out after being targeted by a recall petition circulating online. The petition, which also calls for the recall of Councilmember Julia Hart, encourages residents to sign in order to remove the mayor from office. It claims Mayor Frosto is violating several state codes, saying that she shared confidential information with others and interfered with the interim city manager's hiring authority. Mayor Frosto says she feels the petition lacks merit.
It's just rhetoric, and it's destruction, and it is false. And I will continue doing the work again that I was meant to do while I am elected and while I am here, and that is to center the community and their needs.
Mayor Frosto adds that the petition does not have a court order from a judge. The petition is calling for its first signing event on the 4th of July.
And meanwhile, Sunnyside is starting its search for their next city manager. The council has directed interim city manager Pat Haley to start the process with consultant Colin Bassinger. The city has been without a permanent city manager for months. After Mike Gonzalez was terminated in October 2025, Jim Bridges served as interim manager for a few months until Haley took over.
I do encourage constituents and our people from Sunnyside to just kind of keep connected with the process. We're going to make sure that we conduct a very transparent and very community engaged process as much as we can to make sure that we really truly get a visionary leader.
The next Sunnyside City Council meeting is scheduled for Monday, June 22nd at 6 p.m.
We have some good news for drivers cruising through the city of Yakima. WashDOT says the westbound Interstate 82 off-ramp at exit 31 to North 1st Street is now back open to traffic. The Washington State Department of Transportation closed the ramp Tuesday after maintenance crews discovered a loose bridge expansion joint. Crews say they spent most of Wednesday repairing and stabilizing the joint, allowing the ramp to reopen. Still to come, a revolutionary plant opens in Moses Lake, the facility producing sustainable aviation fuel. All the details you need to know there and all the details you need to know in terms of weather as you get your day started. Here's a live look out to Ellensburg this morning. When Josh comes back, he's talking about the dry weather lately in your weekly climate report and its impacts. Stick around.
This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust.
For 50 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
These days, the world is moving faster than ever, but I like to say, not so fast when it comes to a progressive disease like chronic kidney disease. Jardiance is a little pill proven to slow the progression of CKD and reduce the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Find the goodness of slow by saying, not so fast, CKD. Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
At Prosser Memorial Health, expert care starts close to home. Board-certified surgeon Dr. Richard Unger and nurse practitioner Afton Dunham provide the full spectrum of general surgery at Prosser General Surgery Center. From laparoscopic and gallbladder procedures to breast surgery, appendectomies, and advanced wound care, you can trust a team focused on your comfort and recovery. Schedule your appointment today at 509-786-5599 or learn more at prosserhealth.org. General surgery at Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
All right, so guys, just smile and say, switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes and get an iPhone 17 on them.
Switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
What they're trying to say is you can switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. No trade-in needed.
Why can't we just say cheese?
Okay, cheese.
Plus, T-Mobile customers had the lowest wireless bills versus the other big guys over the past 5 years.
I'm switching and saving. I'm switching and saving.
They're not fancy. No leather seats, no powerful sound systems, but they have wheels, seat belts, and AC. These are Apple Valley News Now cruisers, and they go where news happens. Because Apple Valley News Now is everywhere you need us to be.
Reporting in Pendleton, Ellensburg, Tri-Cities Airport.
From the Blues to the Cascades, one television station leads the way with local news you trust. Oh, and when you see one of our cruisers, please go ahead and wave. We're Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Always on your side.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is that time of the week, time to talk those climate numbers. We start off by talking about the seasonal rainfall numbers we've been tracking since October 1st. We have surpluses of about +5 to +15% for the Kittitas Valley, and for the Lower Columbia Basin, we have deficits of about -5 to -15% for the Yakima Valley and for the Blue Foothills. So mixed bag when it comes to our rainfall numbers. Okay, this is some big news for the Yakima Basin. For all the water in the Yakima Basin right now in the reservoirs, this had been a surplus for quite some time. It's now officially at a deficit, a very subtle deficit, and we're now 24 percentage points away from that severe drought benchmark. But this number is going to drop in a hurry over the next few weeks as we're now officially out of snow in the Yakima Basin. That typically happens by July 3rd. It's happening 3 weeks prematurely. So that's going to be 3 weeks without snowpack melt that we would typically expect. So yeah, that reservoir level is about to go down. And then for Mackay Dam over in the Blues, we ran out of snow a few weeks back. No point in tracking the snowfall levels now. But the reservoir level at Mackay Dam, -26%, now officially surpassing that severe drought benchmark. I have a feeling this probably isn't going to drop down too much more, but we'll keep a close eye on it. Okay, pivoting from climate to weather, the weather is going to be hot into the beginning of next week. Just warm for today, 70s and 80s for lower elevations, 84 for the Tri-Cities, 83 in Yakima. But by the time we get to Monday and Tuesday of next week, 96, 95 respectively in the Tri-Cities. That's going to be about 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. That means everything's about to get very dry outside. And with the winds in the forecast for next week, fire concerns going way up there, which we'll talk about coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you so much, Josh. Now, we're celebrating America's 250th birthday, and a new facility in Moses Lake that turns captured carbon into jet fuel is now operational. 12's Air Plant 1 has opened in Moses Lake, becoming the first commercial-scale U.S. facility making drop-in aviation fuel from captured CO2, renewable power, and water. Backed by Alaska Airlines and Microsoft, the plant produces low-carbon fuel, ready for use in today's planes without modifications.
And I know this Air Plant 1 created, I think, approximately 100 jobs in the creation of this. That's local jobs right here in the community, and some of those jobs will be continuing as well.
Air Plant 1 marks the first time captured carbon has been converted to jet fuel at commercial scale in the United States. And your time is 6:41, and coming up, everything you need to know in your morning sprint. And with those winds whipping around and the temperatures rising, everything that you need to know what that means for the upcoming days. With Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth, find out after the break.
The perfect song for Carl's Jr. Sourdough Star. Get it for just $5.99. So repeat after us. The real Sourdough Star. Just $5.99, only at Carl's Jr.
For over 30 years, DuraShine Clean has been the Tri-Cities premier cleaning service. More than just sweeping and mopping, we're your partner for a clean and healthy environment. We protect your brand and improve your company's image. No business is too big or too small for DuraShine Clean. Our teams get the job done right for you. Need to sparkle? Call us today for a free quote and let us help your business shine. At DuraShine Clean, we keep it clean.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time sale. Today through Sunday. Hapo Center, Pasco. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation in 1 day only. New 2026 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Hapo Center, Pasco. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
If you know this feeling, you should know the facts. The eczema medication you're taking may not be right for you. Visit myrawtruth.com and talk to your dermatologist about your symptoms and treatment options.
Prosser Digestive Health Center offers the full spectrum of digestive health care. Services provided by board-certified gastroenterologist Dr. Jack Brandenburg include colon cancer screenings, treatment for swallowing problems, inflammatory bowel disease, liver disorders, and more. To schedule an appointment, call Prosser Digestive Health Center at 509-786-5599 or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Tri-Q Credit Union C3 Slam comes to Richmond July 11th and 12th at John Dan Plaza. Register today. Final weeks to register your team for $165. Team ends midnight Wednesday, June 24th. Register now for $165 at c3slam.com. Brought to you by the City of Richmond and Tri-City Sunrise Rotary.
The perfect song for Carl's Jr. Sourdough Star. Get it for just $5.99. So repeat after us. The real Sourdough Star. Just $5.99 only at Carl's Jr.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have alert days possible into next week, specifically for next Tuesday and Wednesday, as this is looking like the most dangerous fire weather setup we've had thus far in this early fire season. We'll take it day by day. Now, I'm going to add Monday and Thursday in here as well, because those are not days to sleep on either. But for the Yakima Valley, for the Lower Columbia Basin, for the Blue Foothills, light gust on Monday, but it's going to be windy in the Kittitas Valley, and it will be extremely dry out there already. We're going to have highs in the low to mid 90s for lower elevations. So yeah, fires could start or spread quickly in the Kittitas Valley for Monday. But we're mostly concerned about Tuesday and Wednesday, especially Tuesday. We haven't seen a day like this yet this fire season, where gusts for lower elevations between 35 to 60 miles per hour. These could be damaging winds in the Kittitas Valley. And then you factor in just how dry it's going to be, extremely dry. Fires could certainly start or spread quickly on Tuesday. Wednesday coming in at number 2, as gusts for lower elevations is going to be between 20 to 45 miles per hour. High winds again for the Kittitas Valley. And again, our vegetation dryness level is going to be maxed out. These are the kind of values you would typically see at the peak of fire season, July, August kind of numbers that we're going to have in the middle of June. Then for Thursday, the winds backing off for the Yakima Valley and for the Lower Columbia Basin. But still, it'll be windy for the Kittitas Valley, breezy at the very least for the Blue Foothills. And again, it's going to be extremely dry out there. So you have to be on your P's and Q's next week when it comes to fire safety. We'll have a lot more to say about fire safety and prevention as we head into next week. The reason, the driving force behind all this is this strong area of high pressure that's keeping us dry. Now you see there are storm systems that are cooking up right now in the Pacific, but those are just going to bring us the winds we were talking about, not bringing us any precip chances over these next 7 days, which is very unfortunate. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. 80s through Saturday. They're making a run for 95 degrees by Monday and Tuesday. In Yakima, highs close to 95 degrees to start next week, then a concerning round of winds for Tuesday and Wednesday. For Ellensburg, windy weather will bring us heightened fire concerns all next week, but with specific emphasis on Tuesday and Wednesday. For Hermiston, turning into a hot and dry forecast with fire danger rising next week. Finally, for Walla Walla, a very summer-like pattern over the next 7 days, with fire weather being the chief concern by the middle of next week. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, let the countdown to the Super Bowl begin. Overnight, only GMA was there for the moment every NFL player dreams about.
Check it out. Get out close. Check it out.
The Seattle Seahawks receiving those coveted Super Bowl rings.
What do you think? I love it. Look at this. Look, it's shining, ain't it?
Hey, did you open it up?
Let's do it. I did open up. The lumen arches, like, come on. I know they spent so much time doing this. The meaning behind all of it. It's a really special thing. Yeah, this is the biggest ring I ever seen.
And as they say, when one football season ends, another is about to begin. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more from the Super Bowl ring ceremony as we count down to Super Bowl 61 next year right here on ABC. With your GMA First Look, I'm Becky Worley, ABC News, Seattle.
Even if your child has moderate to severe eczema, they can feel the flow, feel the breeze. And Dupixent helps them feel the heal. It helps calm a key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Dupixent is the only biologic therapy approved to treat kids as young as 6 months for noticeably clearer skin and less itch. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent. Help heal their skin from within so they can stay ahead of eczema. Find an eczema specialist and ask about Dupixent today.
Now, the morning sprint.
Parts of the Pentagon went into lockdown along with some evacuations Thursday morning after a false alarm from a hazardous material sensor. At the time, a Pentagon spokesperson said facility systems detected an air quality issue. A shelter-in-place order followed with multiple floors and corridors locked down. First responder radio traffic indicated the system detected the possible presence of anthrax. And there's an effort to keep President Trump's name on the Kennedy Center building. On Thursday, a board of trustees, hand-selected by the president, voted to appeal a judge's ruling that ordered the removal of Trump's name from the structure. Federal Judge Casey Cooper said the board violated the law when it added Trump's name to the legendary venue, and he ordered the name to be removed within 14 days.
Red Lobster is running an interesting contest, you could say, as its endless shrimp promotion winds down. For one winner, it could go on, forget this, 25 years. The chain is giving away a steel card that grants its holder a free endless shrimp meal once a month for 25 years. Not only that, Red Lobster says the winner will also get a biometric safe and a year of jiu-jitsu classes. Kind of random, but okay. A new government report released Thursday shows wholesale inflation rose sharply in May, driven largely by the ongoing Iran oil shock. The producer price index jumped more than 1% last month and pushed the annual rate to 6.5%. That is the highest level in more than 3 years. Economists watch this report closely because rising business costs may trickle down to consumers in the months ahead.
And in health, 2 new studies are linking declining birth rates with the arrival of the smartphone. A global birth rate decline began in 2007, the same year Apple introduced the iPhone. And one study published Monday in the National Bureau of Economic Research found the iPhone caused about half the fertility decline between 2007 and 2011. The most pronounced effects were among people under 24. And New York State health officials detected a rare case of Lyme disease after collecting ticks from a wooded area near a home where a resident tested positive for the disease. Multiple deer ticks tested positive for a rare bacteria linked to often severe cases of Lyme disease. Researchers have now increased their surveillance of ticks, wildlife, and human infections as a precaution.
Wimbledon announced its largest prize fund, but it is still less than what athletes fought for. The oldest and most prestigious tennis tournament in the world is increasing this year's prize fund by 20% over last year to nearly $86 million. That means the men's and women's singles winners will walk away with $4.8 million each. A campaign by some of the top pro athletes in tennis was seeking a 22% increase in line with what tour events pay. Knicks fans flooded the streets of New York City after Wednesday night's historic comeback win in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. But the celebration quickly got out of hand. The NYPD took more than 50 people into custody, and 10 officers were injured during crowd control efforts outside of Madison Square Garden. Up to 10,000 fans packed the streets, blocking traffic, setting off fireworks, climbing scaffolding, and smashing police car windshields. Time now for the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. The Richland Police Department is investigating after a baby was found dead. Officers were called to a home on the 2300 block of Camden Street. after it was reported the child was not breathing. Despite officers and first responders trying to revive the 18-month-old, it was pronounced dead. The cause has not been determined. A 31-year-old man was arrested the next day at that home, but those charges were not related to the death of the child, according to Richland police. The Cowlitz County Coroner's Office released the cause and manner of death for 10 people killed in the tank implosion at the Nippon Dynawave paper mill in Longview. Officials say 8 victims died from alkaline chemical burns. 1 victim from Oregon died from chemical burns and blunt force injuries. Another victim from Cathlamet died from alkaline chemical burns and asphyxia due to aspiration of a foreign object.
And the West Nile virus has arrived in our region after 4 crows found dead in Prosser tested positive for the virus. Benton County Mosquito Control is now stepping up surveillance, trapping and testing mosquitoes for signs of the virus. Health officials recommend using insect repellent, wearing long sleeves during peak mosquito hours, and eliminating standing water where mosquitoes breed. And Sunnyside Mayor Vicky Frosto is speaking out after being targeted by a recall petition circulating online. The petition, which also calls for the recall of council member Julia Hart, is to remove the mayor from office. It claims Mayor Frosto is violating several state codes, but she feels the petition lacks merit.
Sunnyside is starting its search for their next city manager. The council directed interim city manager Pat Haley to start the process with consultant Colin Basinger. The city has been without a permanent city manager for months after Mike Gonzalez was terminated in October of 2025. Jim Bridges served as interim manager for a few months until Haley took over. All right, time now for What's Trending. And what's trending this morning? Zoe, she is here with us on the set of Good Morning Northwest, and she is our official new morning anchor. She comes to us most recently from Las Vegas, but she actually has a regional connection.
That is correct. I am originally from Shelton, Washington, so just more on the west side of the state, but I'm happy to be here and explore the Tri-Cities and Yakima area, and I couldn't be more grateful. You know, Wendy and Josh, you've just been so welcoming.
Oh, thank you. Well, let's grill you real quick.
Okay.
Give us a brief little 30-second spiel about who you are or what you're into.
Okay, well, I grew up dancing. I've always been a dancer. My hobbies, I love to read. I love to be outside. I have a dog named Simba and Nala. They're 2 little red noses, love them. I love to go thrifting. I go too much, I have an addiction. So I'm very interested to see the thrift stores that Tri-Cities has to offer and the antique shops. I love little things like that.
All right, well, we're so happy to have you. Very quickly, just wanted to make note that I will be transitioning to my normal shift, the 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. broadcast here on Apple Valley, so I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. Josh?
Tears. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's talk about the weather as the gusts are, it's breezy in the Kittatasny, Yakima Valley. Much more concerned about the winds as we head into next week. It's very mild out there for this morning. It's going to be a lovely day, 70s and 80s for lower elevations, but again, those possible alert days as we head into next week.
All right, well, that'll do it for us. Thanks for joining us here on Good Morning Northwest. You can catch the latest online.
And Good Morning America is next, and we look forward to seeing you Monday morning.
Yeah, enjoy your weekend.